Welcome back to Breathe and Bake. Today we're going to talk about something that affects a lot of us, which is food guilt. Have you ever experienced a feeling of guilt or feeling bad about yourself after you have seconds or thirds of a particular meal? Or maybe after you eat dessert or have something particularly greasy or fatty? If you have experienced this, you are not alone. Today, though, we are going to talk about how to overcome food guilt and build a better relationship with food. Food is meant to nourish us, not just physically, but food is also a really important social component. It is culturally really important to many people across the world. So, food plays a big role in daily life and celebrations in a variety of ways. Yet, when we are also faced with a diet culture that is in the place in the US or in many other countries, we can lose that connection and that happiness and joy that is surrounded by food and instead can have feelings of guilt that arise when we do indulge in foods that are considered not healthy. So, whether it's desserts or something fatty or something fried, we can have a lot of feelings that come up that cause feelings of conflict inside us and really prevent us from being in the moment and enjoying that experience. The truth is that there are not good foods and bad foods. Foods are just foods. And if we are able to take away that judgment from foods, then we can start actually focusing on what feels good in our bodies when we eat it, what nourishes us, what our body responds best to, instead of focusing on whether you should or shouldn't eat something because some outside force told you to do that. So, how do we do this? The first step is awareness. Instead of jumping to, oh, I ate this food that was bad for me, instead say, okay, I just finished this food. Let me check in with my body and see how it feels. So, not emotionally, not the thoughts, but really checking in and noticing, like, how does my stomach feel? Do I feel overfull? Do I feel uncomfortable? Did I eat to the point where I am feeling achy? So, what was the impact of what I just ate on my body? So, step one is really focusing and tuning in to your internal awareness of what is the result of eating on your body. So, that is something that you can start off by practicing after you're done eating, checking in with your body and seeing how it feels. Step two is slowing down, noticing your own hunger cues. How am I feeling in terms of my level of hunger? Am I actually not particularly hungry, but I'm sitting down to eat anyway? Am I extremely hungry because I have been avoiding what I've been craving all day, or I have been prioritizing work or other things and haven't given myself a chance to nourish myself? So take some time, slow down, and notice, first of all, how you are feeling internally in terms of your level of hunger. And then also, when we slow down, take the time to notice the food that's in front of you, to really appreciate it visually. You could take a sniff and really start engaging yourself in the process of eating. So it's really slowing yourself down because many times now we shovel food in our mouths and don't even taste it, don't even enjoy it. So, what we are changing is we are getting rid of that guilt and really enjoying our food and making sure that we are feeding our body things that feels good to us. Once you have that down, our next step, we're going to go a bit deeper, is self compassion. So, what this means is that we are going to notice what thoughts come up as we are eating the meal. If you are eating a bowl of ice cream, for example, if you have thoughts that are arising saying, I shouldn't eat this, I'm going to regret eating this, pause, take a breath, and think, where are these thoughts coming from? Are these thoughts that are coming from people in my life? Are these thoughts coming from messages of how I think this is going to impact how I look and how I am supposed to look? So pause and notice what thoughts you're having and where these are coming from. You don't necessarily need to do anything with them, but just recognizing where these are coming from could help reduce that power. Oftentimes, these thoughts are really automatic and they're just in our heads the whole time. What we're doing is we are acknowledging them, thinking about where are these coming from? Do I really want to listen to these? What I would say is no. What we are doing instead of listening to these external voices that are telling us these things, is that we are learning to listen to our own bodies instead. Mindful eating can be about reconnecting with that joyful experience of eating. Think about when you were a child and got a bowl of ice cream, or if you have children, what it's like for them when they have a bowl of ice cream. It is just enjoyment and happiness and excitement and noticing the colors and the shapes and the flavors. There isn't that judgment in there yet. And that's what we want to get back to. Food is not good or bad. If we constantly eat a certain amount of food, a certain type of food, we likely will notice negative effects on our body. If I just ate ice cream all day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I know that my body would not feel great. I know that I probably would have a stomach ache, that I would feel lethargic, I would not have energy, I would not feel good. It's not about whoever is telling me that I shouldn't have ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My body is going to tell me that that's not okay. So I can trust that when I have a bowl of ice cream in front of me, if I am appreciating it, if I am slowing down, if I am checking in with my body along the way of, did I have enough? Am I still hungry? Do I even still taste this anymore? I think one thing that we notice when we slow down and eat is like sometimes after we've had a certain amount of bites of something, particularly like cold foods or processed foods, they don't really have flavor anymore. We kind of lose that intensity. So at a certain point, am I enjoying this anymore or am I done? And learning to trust your body and experience the joy in the process of when you are eating. What I would encourage is for you to eat foods that make you feel good physically and emotionally. Savor and enjoy your foods. Slow down and really appreciate where they came from, what went into making them, how they look visually, and how they taste. And really tune into your body and what your body is telling you. Also, remember that one snack or one meal does not dictate your self worth at all. Allow yourself to enjoy food without fear or shame. Breaking free from food guilt does take time, but I think it's worth it. With self compassion brought in, with tuning into your body brought into this experience, it is possible. I hope this has been helpful. Please let us know in the comments if you have tried this and what the experience has been like for you or what you're continuing to struggle with.